Hey, it's Evie, welcome to my channel. Today's video is subconscious belief. How are your subconscious beliefs affecting your manifestations and affecting you creating your reality? Excuse me if I sound a bit bunged up, but I've got a bit of a cold at the moment, just getting over it, but excuse my voice. And there are two ways that subconscious belief affects your manifestations and affects the way that you create your life and if you're able or not to create those things that you want to create in your life. Your subconscious belief about yourself and your subconscious belief about other people, other people in general or specific people. If you have a subconscious belief about a specific person that you want to manifest into your life, but you think they're cold, they're distant, they don't consider you, they never text you very often, they don't do this, they don't do that, whatever that subconscious belief is what you will get back from that particular person, and that's for sure. I can promise you that. Not just a specific person that you're trying to manifest, but people in your life in general, friends, family, anybody. And by changing those subconscious beliefs, you can get a different version of that person in your life, and that is a definite, and I absolutely promise you that. Now, subconscious belief about yourself. What do you believe about yourself? Have you ever really thought about what you believe about yourself? You see, I hadn't really much thought about that. And I was trying to become an author, a writer, and all of that. And I didn't really know that I had any particular subconscious belief about myself, but I decided to see whether I did because I had this thought a few years ago, like maybe I'm just not good enough. And I thought, oh, where did that come from? And when I looked deeper, I realised that was what I thought about myself. I actually thought that I just wasn't quite good enough, not just to become a writer, but for anything. I thought I just was, I was almost there, but not quite. And I realised that I had that subconscious belief, and I was really shocked by my own subconscious belief. And I thought, where on earth has that come from? Obviously, it's come from somewhere, maybe back in my childhood or whatever. It had come from somewhere. I had issues when I was younger, when I was much younger. I had an accident when I was about 2 years old. I was on a tricycle and next door neighbour tipped me off of it and smashed my mouth in so badly that it moved my jaw and it moved and so when my big teeth came through, they were messed up, big style, so bad. I was the youngest person in the UK to have a brace, and that's quite great, isn't it? That's quite cool. But because my mum pushed for it so badly, because she didn't want me to have to go to secondary school looking like I looked. I mean, my teeth were horrendous. So I wouldn't say I got bullied at primary school, but I did get picked on quite a lot. And I internalised that. I didn't tell my parents. I didn't really tell any of my friends that I had an issue with it. I just sort of dealt with it, really. And whether it's got something to do with that or not, I don't know. But that was that belief that I had. By the time I went to secondary school, my teeth were perfect, straight, and I've had other issues with my teeth since then, but because that accident caused so many issues into the future. But my teeth were perfectly straight, had no issue whatsoever in that respect. So big up to my mum for pushing for that for me. So perhaps it came from there. I'm not sure, but there was that belief. And when I realised that I had that, I realised that I'd always had that, and it made sense of a lot of things for me, when it came to people and situations and all sorts of things. I thought that I wasn't quite good enough, and it was shocking, and I cleared it, and I literally cleared it within about 10 minutes, because once I realised it was there, I thought, wow, I'm really shocked that I think that. Well, that's not true, is it? That's just nonsense. And I cleared it right away. It was amazing, and it was gone. And when that happened, everything else started falling into place, and I started getting really good at this stuff because I started practicing. And this is the problem you have when you get into the law of attraction, and you might listen to people on YouTube and they say easy way to do this and easy way to do it. And I have said that in some of my videos, but I always point out that if you can't let go, that way's an easy way to get something, but if you can't let go, you're not going to get it, regardless of how easy that technique is. It's easy only if you let go afterwards. So what is your subconscious belief about a person? If you're trying to manifest a specific person into your life, whatever that is will have an effect on how they come into your life, even if they come into your life. And if they do, it's not going to be a great situation. So you need to look at that, and you need to change that, because you probably only have that perception because a couple of things may have happened, and they then painted that perception for you, ingrained it into your subconscious. So you made up that version of them, and now you need to make a new one, because this is all down to you. Everything is down to you. It really is. If you can get that and the buck stops with you, then you can sort anything out in your life, and that's exactly what I've done. And I have changed my life so much over the last couple of years, mentally, it's just gone crazy over the last couple of years, because I've realised I'm not asking anybody else for this. I'm not asking the universe. I'm not asking God. I am asking myself. And it's all down to me. I'm telling myself, this is what I want. And then I'm allowing reality to bend for me in order for me to get that. That's the way that I see it. So look at how you feel about yourself. If you get that sorted out, that's the best thing to start with. How do you feel about yourself? Go deep and think. Do you think that you're good enough? Do you think that you'll never be quite good enough for this specific person? Or, what are your beliefs about yourself? And try to clear those and start from scratch. Build some new positive beliefs about yourself, or just wipe those out. So you've got nothing. A blank slate, that's absolutely fine. Do that. Work on that first. Work on yourself first, because like I've said before, when you are right, everything else is right. When you've done that, look at your subconscious belief about the particular person that you might want back in your life, or in your life for the first time if they've never been in your life. Do that. Work on that. And then let things happen. This stuff is all about letting things happen, not getting in the way, not poking and prodding around with something that you have no right to do. Because, we are... So what are we? We are the director. Are we the director of a play? No, we're not the director of a play. Say we're creating a play. We're creating something. We've written a play, okay, and we know what we want to happen in that play, but we are not the director. So we don't make sure that it happens in that particular way. We say, here it is, here's the play. Now we employ a director and a producer and actors and whatever else, and they get on with that stuff. We don't get involved in that stuff. And if you can see that as a positive, I don't need to get involved. How cool is that? I can just sit back and relax and let this stuff happen. That's pretty amazing, and I have got pretty good at that now. I get stuck sometimes, but I always manage to release it in the end because I work on that. It's quite nice to have a switch word, actually, a word that you use. If you find you're getting stuck on something, you say this word to yourself, and then that is your release word. So imagine that is your letting go word, and you practice with that. That's quite a good idea. I found that worked for me. Don't do that much anymore, but I used to do that quite a lot. So I was determined to make this work, and I would find any way that worked for me that made this stuff work, because I wanted to get good at it. So your subconscious belief molds everything, shapes the world around you, really does. If you can sort that out, sort the way you feel about people, sort the way you feel about yourself, everything else becomes easy. With people in particular, with your family, your friends, your specific person, your husband, your wife, your ex, whatever. This is how you get it. This is how you get it to be good and to be the way that you want it to be. Always work on yourself first. You are the most important. Get yourself sorted, and then deal with other people. And just don't think of, I think that it's easy to get hung up on thinking, Neville Goddard's view that everybody is you pushed out. So somebody behaves negatively, or you have somebody in your life and bad stuff starts happening to them. And I've had emails about this. Bad stuff starts happening to them, and you start blaming yourself. You're thinking, oh, everybody is me pushed out, so this must be my fault that all of this stuff is happening to them. Now, I would never see it that way. I don't understand this stuff fully, but you cannot control what happens to other people, because we don't fully understand this. And if you start thinking that's all your fault, you're going to get really, really messed up. Scrap that, because none of us knows, and none of us coaches, none of the coaches on YouTube, coaches online, like me, authors, we don't really know. We have our theory of what's going on here. If my husband behaves a certain way in the day, and it's annoying, he irritates me, or he says something that I don't agree with, I don't think that's my fault that he said that. I don't blame myself for that. I don't think, oh, he's me pushed out, so I must be making him say that. I don't think that. I let people go on around me because I don't fully understand this stuff, and I don't want to fully understand it. You imagine if we were hit with what was really going on here, it would be chaos, absolute chaos. I don't think that we will ever comprehend it, because we're human beings, and we are not set to comprehend this stuff. So just make it work for you the best way that you can, and don't, everybody is you pushed out, as in, oh, my noisy neighbour, shut up. Everybody is you pushed out, as in your perception of them is what you will get back. Not necessarily, you are not making them exactly what they are, but your perception of them is how they will behave towards you. Whether they behave towards other people that way, who knows? But what's going on within them and things that are happening in their life, that you don't have any control over that. I don't know, but don't get yourself hung up on that. It's really a bad idea to start worrying about stuff like that. Stuff that we don't know. There's no point in worrying that we're making something happen to somebody else, because we don't know that. We don't know that, and I don't really believe that. I don't know. Like I said, it's all magic to me. Don't quite understand it. So I think you find your version of this that works for you, because it seems to be whatever you think. I read a blog post about this once. People that believe in ghosts, they will see ghosts. They will see people. People that don't believe and just think it's nonsense, they won't. People that think they're going to see white feathers will see white feathers. My mum sees white feathers everywhere since my dad died. I don't see them. She sees them because she kind of thinks that that's what happens when people die, that you find white feathers. So she finds them everywhere. So what you believe is what it is for you. Don't worry about anybody else and what works for other people and doesn't work for you. That doesn't matter. Don't stress about that. Just find what works for you and treat this stuff as the magic that it is, and don't get uptight about it. That's my best advice to you, really.